Hello and welcome to part 2 of this guitar rescue video. This one is trying to save the electronics on this Taylor classical guitar that we just repaired a crack in. I took the electronics out of the guitar. I took the piezo off of it and ordered another piezo like this on Amazon. It showed up. I attached it to the wiring. It's not finally in there now, but it's screwed in. It's not totally secure. But then I can plug a amplifier into the guitar, and when I tap on the piezo, I'm getting sound, and I can change the volume on the Fishman electronics. So I'm thinking this is going to work. It's going to be a simple repair, I think. I also hear a difference in tone quality too as I turn the tone knob. So I have to install it back into the guitar, and we're going to restring it. We're going to clean the fretboard. We're going to get the guitar all ready to play, and hopefully then it continues to play. So we'll be right back as we get further down the line. Hang on. Because you didn't watch me take this apart, take the electronics out, I'll show you me putting it back together so that you know this step. It had electronics in it, so I'm just repairing the ones that were in there. I have other videos on installing like LR bags, pickups, and stuff like that. But it's the same technique. I took a guitar string, like about a G string, and I stuck it through the tailpiece hole and brought it up to here. And I connected the tailpiece to the Fishman here to the string, so that I can then pull the string out the hole and help hopefully guide the tailpiece out the back of the guitar, because it's a long way down here and my hand won't go that far. So I got it through. So you have to take my word for it. I got it through now, so I'll take the string off, and I will put, there's a washer and a nut that go on this end, and I will put those on. There's a washer, there's a nut, so we'll get that snug so we don't lose this whole thing. And we can hold it in here as we tighten it. Probably going to have to go get like a 10 or 12 millimeter wrench to tighten this up. I'll get a little wrench and tighten that up. Then after it's tight, then you put this little escutcheon on the end that your strap attaches to. So that's step 1 of putting the tailpiece back in. It's already connected. I never disconnected that from the electrical unit. And I'll show you, I'll put the electrical unit back on and show you how that goes so you know how to take it off. So we'll be right back. Okay, now we're going to install the electronics back in the side of the guitar. So there is a faceplate that goes on first. It fits down over the balance and the knobs. It'll fit down, and that's going to be screwed from the bottom side. The battery has to be out of it so that you can get to all the screws. Saving all your parts in a baggie is one of my tricks. So I finished the tailpiece. It was a 13 millimeter. I tightened it up, and then I put the strap button, you just twist that on. I have a whole video on replacing a pickup that I will attach, or I'll put a link in the description so you can watch that whole process if you feel like you need to. Now we're going to take these little screws, starting from the back side, and screw that in. This is the battery pack portion of it, and we have to line everything up, so I would just start each screw before you get too far, because you've got a delicate little circuit board in between here that you don't want to break. The four screws that hold this on and the 4 screws that hold it onto the guitar are the same size screws, it appears to me. Actually, the 4 screws that go on the battery side are tapered. And the screws that are going to hold the whole unit onto the guitar are rounded head screws. So now we got to get this, we're putting this back in here, okay? Now we're going to take the 4 screws for the outside and we're just going to screw them in. It's pretty simple. And then hopefully it's all going to work. We're going to put some strings on it and fire it up and see how it works. I'll show you how, on a separate quick little video, I'm going to show you how to put nylon strings on if you don't already know that. But we might as well separate that out. I'll come back to this video when the strings are on it, and I'm sure that the electronics actually works. So we're just screwing this back on this side. As I mentioned, I got kind of lucky here. They do not make a replacement for this Fishman Taylor pickup off a 2003 classical guitar. But while I was testing it, I could hear that the volume and the tone seemed to change. There wasn't any sound coming from the piezo, but I could hear scratching, you know, so I knew something was working in there. So I went and bought a piezo, and I'll have that, I'll show you. That was very inexpensive, and I installed it, and I believe that's going to solve my problem. So I got lucky on that one. So not everybody's going to find that happening here. Okay, so we're gonna put some strings on this, and then we'll come right back and finish up this video, and hopefully the sound works. One other step is I took these little clamps off from the underside that hold the wiring for the pickup and the tailpiece, and I'm going to re-glue those back into the guitar. I'm just going to use some super glue gel, and I'll put them back in and tighten the wires and get them out of the way, and then we'll restring it and come back. Okay, here we are with the finished product. We have the crack is fixed in this Taylor nylon string. The electronics are fixed. So everything's working on this puppy now. I got volume, I've got all the balance, equalizer is all working on this. So we put some new nylon strings on it, and we put a new piezo. This was like less than $10, this little piezo. It's the kind that has one wire coming out of it that splits to two. There's like a ground and a positive side. And there were little set screws in the preamp I took the old one out and put the two little wires in there with the set screws. You know, they can only go one way or the other. And it worked great. So I have a beautiful Taylor 2003 nylon string crossover that I'm very happy with. So we're going to see you in the next video. Be careful out there and have some fun. See you later. Bye.